Hello, I'm Heidi Walter. All of my life I've been fascinated by spirituality. What was it? I got my hands on every book that I could read about this, what this is all about, why are we here? So back in the 80s I was reading one of Shirley MacLaine's books. I think it was Out on a Limb. And in it she mentioned a place in New Mexico where she had done some past life work. And I immediately knew I had to do it. This was about the mid-80s, I think. And I called and I decided which facilitator I wanted to work with and gave her a call. And she didn't have an opening for 6 months. I said, well, no, it's got to be tomorrow, next week. So she did call me and say somebody else, one of the other facilitators, had an opening. They had a cancellation and I could go there. So I spent a fortune on the airline ticket and flew out there. I think I had a week's notice. And I was very nervous going out there. I remember thinking, if the plane crashes, I don't have to deal with this. I knew it was pretty intense stuff I was going to be dealing with. But then I learned while I was doing this work that the emotional body, which resides in the solar plexus, has addictions. And we hang on to those addictions, and we can hang on to them through many lifetimes. So this work that we do in past life work is pretty important. What we're doing is bringing up those addictions and seeing what they are and releasing them. It's very powerful work, very peaceful work too. It can be intense and rocky, but then quite peaceful. So I got out there and I found out that one of the first things I had to do in doing this work was take total responsibility for having chosen this lifetime. I saw myself above the house that I had grown up in, and we lived along a river. And I never saw the house from that angle. I thought, well, that's what our house looked like from above. So I saw myself choosing, yeah, I'll go in and I'll go into this family system and I choose to do this. That was a very important part. But another thing I discovered was just as much as we've been the good guy in many lifetimes, we've also been the bad guy. The victim and victimizer are one and the same. So if we have felt victimized, we need to understand that we have been the victimizer. So that was eye-opening for me too. So this place in New Mexico is called the Light Institute of Galisteo, and it's about a half an hour from Santa Fe. So I would stay in Santa Fe and drive every day to the Light Institute, lickety-split. I was going 85 miles an hour. I never got picked up for speeding, but I was very, very nervous ahead of time. After I would do a session, I would be so peaceful that I couldn't even drive the speed limit. People were honking at me. I wasn't going fast enough. The Light Institute was created by a woman named Chris Griscom, and she has some books out. My website, HeidiWalter.com, can guide you to some of those books. She has many books out, and she has some audios and some videos. Very, very powerful healing work. But recently, Saint Germain has been talking about not only do we take responsibility for this life, we have to take, in order to ascend, we have to take responsibility for all of our lifetimes. Then once we take total ownership over everything, and we don't have to see every lifetime, we just have to take responsibility for them, then we can ascend into a higher consciousness. My website talks about this. If you'd like to check it out, HeidiWalter.com.